Good morning, Year 9 Maths Extended. Welcome to our online learning adventure. The instructions that you're going to need for all of our lessons, the basic steps are go to sector every single lesson and follow the step-by-step instructions throughout the lesson. Most lessons will have a video of me explaining a concept, followed by some time for you to practice. I will be in the online Meet, which is the video chat, or the Hangout, which is the text chat. I'll be in both of them. So throughout the entire lesson. So anytime you've got any questions, you can just come online to one of those chat forums and ask me a question, and I'll be able to answer it for you. I've got my virtual whiteboard ready, so I can answer anything with text, or you can send me a photo of the work that you're doing, and I'll be able to answer anything. These lessons, I should also point out, these the links for those things are just down below in the sector, which is where you should be watching this. You will need to say hello at the beginning of a lesson and say goodbye at the end of the lesson, and you can do that through either of those chat mediums that I talked about. For this to work, we really do need a lot of communication. So you're going to need to ask more questions than you normally would, even if you think you've got it right and you just want clarification on something, or if as soon as you start finding things difficult, you don't have your friends next to you that you can ask for help. So do the equivalent of putting up your hand. Make sure you come into the channel and just ask me a question. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Let's also have a quick talk about the rest of the term. Due to the nature of the timetable, we've only got 3 lessons this term, and we're in the third last of those. The last one has to be a test. So we'll talk more about how the test is going to work when we get closer. Today's content is going to be finishing off some of the fraction cancelling skills. Some of the fraction cancelling skills we looked at last week, and that's what we're going to be looking at today, is finishing off those sorts of skills, that little bit of a topic. We've had to change things a little bit. We've had to change the test and the unit structure, so fraction cancelling skills aren't going to be in this test that you've got coming up next Wednesday. The fraction cancelling skills will be pushed into its own unit later in the year. But I still think the fraction cancelling skills are really useful to practice now, build some foundation so that when we do get to that unit at the end of the year, we'll be able to tackle it just fine. So what that means is that the test, we've had to strip out some of the things that we were going to test you on next Wednesday. And so the test is really just going to be fairly similar to the progress test that you did, the progress quiz you did earlier a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be the same sort of factorizations. The only main difference is that it'll be longer and it'll be split into section C and a section BA with an extra section C, just like all the tests that you're used to in year 8. The marking of that will work exactly the same. So the main skills you have to prepare for next week are those same cancelling trinomials and cancelling through difference of 2 squares and perfect squares, making sure you remember to take out the highest common factor first. If you can practice those things, that'd be great. Let's have a quick talk about homework. Homework 2 I have marked and resubmitted on sector, so handed back to you. So do go to sector for your information about that homework and your feedback. I am right now going to be distributing homework 3, which you can get through sector, and I will also send it to everyone in an email. But we're not actually going to have time to collect homework 3 and mark it for everyone. So I'm going to say that homework 3 should be your revision. I won't be collecting it, but if you do want to hand it in to me by Monday, then I will mark it on Monday night and get it back to you on Tuesday so that the feedback can be useful for the test. That's not compulsory. You don't have to do that. Let's make sure that you are doing what you need to do to prepare for the Year 9 Maths Extended test that is happening on Wednesday. And it is going to be your first Year 9 Maths Extended test, because you'll remember that our first unit we didn't have a test, so this is going to be the first serious summative assessment for this course. If you've got any questions, let me know. Jump into the Google Meet or the Google Hangout right now. I'll be there to answer your questions, or of course you can send me an email. Good luck. I know we're going to have lots of fun. Bye.